Hello everyone, myself Sujit Sali, lecturer in Mechanical Engineering Department. In the previous video, that is the lecture number 16, so we have gone through one type of high pressure boiler, that is Benson boiler, and we have seen what are its merits and demerits. So here in this video, we'll cover the comparison between what do you mean by water tube boiler and fire tube boiler, and we'll be seeing what do you mean by boiler mountings. So first, let's go through comparison between water tube and fire tube boiler. So water tube boiler. So the water circulates inside the tubes surrounded by the hot gases. So in case of water tube boilers, so whatever the tubes will be there, so inside the tubes it will be water and surrounding it will be a hot gases. So in case of fire tube boiler it is reverse. So inside the tube hot gases will be there which will be surrounded by the water. So these boilers can generate steam pressure up to 165 bars. That is, that steam water tube boiler can generate up to 165 bar pressure, and the fire tube boiler can generate steam pressure of up to 24.5 bar. So the water tube boiler, it requires lesser space as compared to the fire tube boiler, which requires more space. The overall efficiency of water tube boilers is 90%. So what is the efficiency that is obtained using water tube boiler is higher. So the overall efficiency of fire tube boiler is 75%. So you can compare that the water tube boiler has better efficiency. So transportation and setup is easy in case of water tube boiler. So here it is difficult. So transporting or setting up of fire tube boiler is a bit difficult. So it is preferred for widely fluctuating loads. So if there is a very high fluctuating load, so if you want to increase or decrease the pressure from higher point to lower point, there is a load fluctuation. So that can be easily employed in water tube boilers. So it is preferred for constant load. So if you want a constant load or constant pressure that has to be generated from this boiler, so that time we use fire tube boilers. So the operating cost is high in case of water tube boiler. So the operating cost is low in case of fire tube boiler. So used for larger power plants. So the whatever the power plants, if the power generation is more, at that time we use this water type of boilers. So these fire tube boilers are usually used for small power plants. So these are the comparisons. So let's go through next. What do you mean by boiler mountings? So mounting is nothing but which are required for complete control of steam generation. I can say these mountings are nothing but the parts. Okay, so which help in operating these steams, these boilers efficiently. Okay, so measurement of some important properties of steam and to provide safety to the boiler. So if you want to measure some important properties of the steam, that can be easily done using this mounting. For example, consider a pressure gauge. So it is one of the mounting. So using pressure gauge, we can easily identify what is the pressure generated inside the boiler. Okay, so what is the pressure that is coming, the steam pressure that is coming outside of the steam outlet. So that can also be monitored, or that can also be noted down using the pressure gauge. So this pressure gauge become a mounting. So this pressure gauge is very important because it tells us if the pressure inside the boiler it goes beyond the limit, so that can be easily noted by the pressure gauge. Hence pressure gauge is a mounting which is very necessary. Some of the boiler mountings that are used in the boiler steam boilers are water level indicator, pressure gauge, safety valves, steam stop valve, blow off valve, feed check valve, and fusible plug. So we'll see these one by one. So first one we'll go through what do you mean by water level indicator. So simple, the name itself suggests that it is used to indicate the level of the water. Okay, so indicate water level in the boiler drum. So you can see on the right side, this is what we call it as a boiler drum, and this blue color is nothing but the water. Okay, so here what happens, the water when heat is supplied, the water heat is supplied to the water, and what happens is whatever the water is there, it starts getting converted into steam. Okay, so water level starts dropping and steam level starts increasing, that is steam starts generating. So this water level indicator helps us to identify whether the water in the drum has not gone below the level. So for that reason this water level indicator is used. So just to check whether there is sufficient amount of water in the water drum. Okay, so next we'll go through what you mean by a pressure gauge. Same way, the pressure gauge is used to indicate the pressure of the steam in the boiler. Okay, so it is usually in terms of bar or kilonewton per meter square. So whatever the pressure gauge will be there, it will be either measured in terms of bars or kilonewton per meter square. So to maintain the pressure of the steam within the limits, that's why this pressure gauge is used. So the whatever the pressure gauge, if the pressure starts developing more, so that can be noted by using this pressure gauge, so that we can do some necessary arrangements so that the pressure remains below the critical level. So that can be easily indicated by using this pressure gauge. So next, safety valve. So the safety valve helps to escape the excess steam from the boiler, and the pressure of the steam exceeds normal working pressure, right? So this safety valve, you can see here, there is at the top the safety valve. So when the pressure generated by the steam is more, beyond, or it had gone beyond the working pressure, at that time what we do, we release this safety valve, so that excess amount of steam pressure, it goes outside, and only how much the steam pressure is required, that remains inside this drum, and that steam again it is taken out for further applications. So the steam, the safety valve helps us to remove the excess steam pressure outside the boiler. Next, steam stop valve. You can see here there is a steam stop valve. So to regulate the flow of steam from the boiler to the main steam pipe. Okay, so just steam stop valve is nothing but like your tap. Okay, so if you just open the tap, the water comes. If you just close it, the water again stops. So same way here, steam stop valve, what it does, if you want to circulate the steam to further various applications, for example to the turbine, at that time you can just open the steam stop valve. Okay, whatever the steam is there from this drum that is being collected here, that starts flowing through the main pipe into the turbine, and when you don't want that steams to be circulated to the turbine, you just close it. So the steam stop valve, it helps to regulate, or it helps to regulate the flow of steam from boiler to various application, to the turbine. So next, again we'll see, that is the next one, the blow off valve. So its function is to empty the boiler when required and to discharge a mud or impurities. Okay, so this blow off valve, you can see here there is a blow off valve. So its function is what, to empty the boiler when required. Okay, so you want to empty the boiler totally, and you want to discharge all the mud and impurities, at that time this blow off valve is used. So whatever the impurities are there that has been found, it goes out of this, and once all the impurities has been removed, again this blow off valve is closed. Clear? So next, feed check valve. It's a non-return valve. Its function is to regulate the water. Okay, so feed check valve, you can see here. So this feed check valve, okay, it is used, it's a non-return valve. So what is a non-return valve? So non-return valve, nothing but it is a valve. So if that valve is used, only one direction of flow is obtained. Okay, so that's why we call it as a non-return valve. So for example, if there is I'll just explain it here. Okay, so if there is a non-return valve here, there is a valve here, and the water has to be fed from right side to the left side. So the water will be flowing only from right side to left side, so it cannot be reversed back. Okay, means you cannot obtain water flow from left side to the right side. So during that, when in only one direction the flow is required, at that time what we do, we use this type of valve. So that valve we call it as a non-return valve. Okay, so this feed check valve, it is a non-return valve. Its function is to regulate the supply of water, so which is pumped into the boiler by the feed pump, and to prevent the escape of the water from the boiler, right? So that's why we use this feed check valve. So next, what is this fusible plug? So it is a safety device, and its function is to put off the fire in the furnace of the boiler when water level falls below unsafe level. Okay, so if for example, if it is sometime, if you didn't monitor the water level and it drops very below the required level, at that time what happens, the steam generation, whatever the water is there, so it has been totally converted into steam. Okay, and then the pressure goes on increasing. At that time what happens, you need to put off the fire. So at that time what we do, we use this fusible plug. So it's a safety device. Okay, its function is what, to put off the fire in the boiler. So when the fire is off, there will be no heat produced and no steam is generated, right? So it is used when the water level, whatever the water level is there, it has fall below the unsafe level. At that time we use this fusible plug. So next, here, okay, so in this video we have covered what, the boiler mountings. Okay, so before that we have seen the comparison between water tube and fire tube boiler. So what are the difference between water tube and fire tube boiler? The basic difference is in water tube, through the tubes water is circulated and it is surrounded by the hot gases. In fire tube, the fire or the hot gases pass or circulate through these tubes and it is surrounded by the water. And then we have we have gone through various boiler mountings. So these mountings are a necessary part of the boiler which help in working of this boiler in an efficient way. So without one of these mountings, it will be very difficult to monitor the boiler. Thank you.